Bright Tuty. Every student matters.
Hello student, in the previous videos we have seen congruency of triangles and we have seen congruency of line segments and congruency of angles. Two line segments are congruent if their lengths are equal, two angles are congruent if their measures are equal, and two triangles are congruent if all the three angles of one triangle are equal to all the three corresponding angles of the second triangle, and all the three sides of first triangle are equal to the corresponding three sides of the second triangle. Then only we can call two triangles congruent. And how we can check that? We can cut out one triangle and try to put it over the another one. If it superimposes completely, that is, if it overlaps the second triangle completely, then two triangles are known as congruent triangles. Now in this video we are going to see criteria for congruency of triangles. Now why do we need criteria for congruence of triangles? What is the need of these criteria? Now suppose we are having two triangles in our textbook and we have to check whether they are congruent or not. So what we are going to do? Are we going to cut out one triangle and try to paste it over the another one? If it completely overlaps the triangle, then we can say that two triangles are congruent. But will it work every time? Will it be possible for us to cut a triangle from our book and try to paste it over the another triangle? No, it is not possible every time. So for that we need some criteria for checking the congruency of triangles. Now before starting criteria, let's try to understand a game. Now this game is played between two friends, Tapu and Sonu. They are playing a game. Now what the game is? What Tapu did? Tapu has drawn a triangle with some measurements. He has noted down every measurement, like he has noted down every side and every angle of that triangle. Now he asked Sonu, he hasn't shown that triangle to Sonu, and he asked him that can you draw a triangle which is exactly a copy of this triangle, and he will be giving him bits of information. So based on those informations only, Sonu have to draw a copy of that triangle. So let's start the game. So what Tapu did? First he has drawn a triangle. So this is the triangle drawn by Tapu. It is triangle ABC and he has noted all the measurements. Like he has noted that AB is 5 centimeters, AC is 3.4 centimeters, BC is 5.5 centimeters, and angle A is 79 degrees, angle B is 36 degrees, and angle C is 65 degrees. Now Sonu is trying to draw a copy of this triangle. It means Sonu has to draw a triangle which is congruent to this triangle ABC. Now Tapu starts giving him information. The first information he gave him that one of the side is 5.5 centimeters. Now Sonu told, okay, I'll try to draw a triangle in which one of the side length is 5.5 centimeters. So here are the triangles drawn by Sonu. Now Sonu observed that he can draw infinitely many triangles in which one of the side length is 5.5 centimeters. And three of the triangles he has drawn like this. He has taken one of the side as 5.5 centimeters and then he has drawn a right angle here and then joined these two sides. This is one triangle, or we can say this is one right angle triangle in which one of the side length is 5.5 centimeter. And then he tried to draw acute angle triangle in which one of the side is 5.5 centimeter. So he has drawn something like this. This is 5.5 centimeters. Now here all the angles are acute angles. And then he thought that he can draw one obtuse angle triangle also. He took one side as 5.5 centimeters and then he has drawn a obtuse angle here and then just simply joined these two points. So now here is one obtuse angle triangle in which one of the side is 5.5 centimeter. So what he observed is, by only this information that one of the side is 5.5 centimeters, he can draw infinitely many triangles. So it means making a triangle which is copy of this triangle ABC is not possible by this much of information. So he asked for more information from Tapu. So now Tapu decided to give him one more information. So let's see how this game goes now. Now Tapu told him that, okay, I'll give you one more measurement. He gave him that one of the side is 5.5 centimeters, and then he gave him one more side length. Let's say he has told him that the second side length is 5 centimeter. Now Sonu is having two side lengths. So he told, okay, I'll try it now. So what Sonu tried? Sonu tried to make a triangle. What he did? He had made a side of 5.5 centimeters like this, and then he need one side which is 5 centimeters. So he took it like this. This side is 5 centimeters and he has drawn a 90-degree angle here. Now he just simply joined these two points. Now here is one triangle in which two of the side lengths are 5.5 and 5 centimeters. So this is one triangle. Now he was thinking that, is this the only triangle which he can make? Then suddenly it strikes to him that he can make many more triangles. Let's see one more triangle he made. It was like this. One of the side is 5.5 centimeters and he has drawn a obtuse angle here. And he had extended this ray to 5 centimeters only. Now two side lengths are 5.5 and 5 centimeters respectively. Now what he did, he just simply joined these 2 points to make a triangle. Now here is one more triangle in which two of the side lengths are 5.5 centimeters and 5 centimeters. So the thing here is, he can draw infinitely many triangles with these two side lengths. So still the job is not done. Sonu is not able to make a copy of this triangle. Then he told Tapu that no, still it is not possible. He needs more information. So Tapu decided to give him one more side. That is, now he is giving all the three side lengths to him. So the third side length, he told him that it is 3.4 centimeters. Now Sonu is thinking that now he can draw a triangle which is exactly copy of triangle ABC. So what he did, first he has drawn a rough sketch for these side lengths. So here is the rough sketch of Sonu. He drawn it like this, that one of the side length is 5.5 and the other two side lengths are 5 and 3. So for here he will draw 5 centimeters and from here he will draw 3.4 centimeters. Now he is thinking that how should he draw a triangle in which the three side lengths are these. So what he decided, he took a compass and a pencil and a scale. So what he did first of all he has drawn a side length which is 5.5 centimeters. Now he knew that one of the side length has to be 5 centimeter. So what he did, he put a pointed end at this point, pointed end of compass on this point. Let's say it is PQ. Let's say he has named this side as PQ. Now he is putting his compass here at this point P. The pointed end of compass is at point P. Now he will make an arc of 5 centimeters. So suppose he got an arc like this. Now he know the third point of this triangle will be on this arc only. Now which is that point? There are infinitely many points on this arc. Now how to decide which point is the third point of this triangle? So what he did now he knew that one of the side length is 3.4. 2 he has already drawn. 2 of the side lengths he has already considered. Now it's time to consider the third one. The third one is 3.4 centimeters. So what he did now he is putting the pointed end of the compass on point Q and he made an arc of 3.5 centimeters and it is intersecting the previous arc at this point. Let's say at this point these two arcs are intersecting each other. Now he knows that the third point will be lying on these two arcs, and there is only one point which is common to both the arcs, so it means this point is the third point of the triangle, and it is a fixed point. We can't have it any other place, and it is a fixed point. We can't have it at any other place. So let's say this is the third point, which is R. Now all the 3 points or all the 3 vertices are known to him, P, Q and R. Now what he decided? He decided to join PR, and then he joined RQ. Now here is the triangle ready for him. It is triangle PQR, where PR will be 5 centimeters and RQ is 3.4 centimeters. So here what they did, he was able to draw a triangle which is copy of the given triangle only if all the 3 side lengths are given to him, and they named this game as SSS. Here SSS means side, side, side. That is, all the 3 side lengths are known, then only we can draw a triangle which is congruent to the given triangle. Now can we use this as a criteria for checking whether 2 triangles are congruent or not? Yes, we can do that. So here is the first criteria for checking whether 2 triangles are congruent or not, and it is SSS. Let's see it. Now here is the SSS congruence criteria. It says, if under a given correspondence the 3 sides of one triangle are equal to the 3 sides or 3 corresponding sides of another triangle, then the triangles are congruent. Now suppose we are having 2 triangles like this. Here it is triangle ABC, and let's say the measurements are 3, 4, and let's say it is 6 here. Now these are the measurements for all the 3 sides of triangle ABC, and one more triangle is given, it is PQR. And the measurements for this triangle are like this: 6, 4 and 3. Now suppose the question is, are these 2 triangles congruent? Now how we can check? Do we have to cut this triangle from here and then we have to paste it over the another triangle and check whether it is completely covering the second triangle or not? Do we have to do this now? No, we don't have to do this, because we have now one criteria, it is SSS criteria, and we can see it is satisfied here, that all the 3 sides of first triangle are equal to the 3 corresponding sides of the another triangle. So this means that these 2 triangles are congruent. We can directly say that triangle ABC is congruent to which triangle now? It is PQR. Now the naming we have written here. How we can write this naming accurately? Here we can see that AB is equal to QR. AB is equal to QR, and what is the vertex opposite to AB? It is C, and vertex opposite to QR is P. So it means vertex corresponding to C will be vertex P. And then vertex opposite to side AC, it is B, and vertex opposite to side PQ is R. So it means B will be corresponding to R. Now BC is the third side, BC is equal to PR. Now vertex opposite to BC is A. So it means A will be corresponding to the vertex opposite to PR, and that is Q here. Now see here, what is the relation we have written? It is ABC is corresponding to PQR, but here A corresponds to Q and B corresponds to R, but according to this, A is corresponding to P and B is corresponding to Q, which is not true. Hence, this is not the congruency relation. So what will be the congruency relation? It will be like this: triangle ABC is congruent to triangle A will be correspond to Q, so it is Q here, and then B is the corresponding to R, it will be QR, and then now we are left with only one vertex, that is P. So it will be triangle ABC is congruent to triangle QRP. This is the correct congruency relation. So we have to be very careful while writing the corresponding relation or while writing the congruency relation. Now let us see one question based on SSS criteria. So here the question is, in triangles ABC and PQR, AB is 3.5 centimeters, BC is 7.1 centimeters, AC is 5 centimeters, and PQ is 7.1 centimeters, QR is 5 centimeters, and PR is 3.5 centimeters. Examine whether the two triangles are congruent or not. If yes, write the congruence relation in the symbolic form. So here we are having two triangles ABC and PQR, and their corresponding sides are equal. As we can see, here BC is 7.1 and here PQ is 7.1. PR is 3.5 and here AB is 3.5. And here QR is 5 centimeters and here AC is 5 centimeters. So let's write it here. We are having AB is equal to PR, and they both are equal to 3.5 centimeters. And then we have AC is equal to 5 centimeters and here QR or RQ is also equal to 5 centimeters. So it means AC is equal to QR and they both are equal to 5 centimeters. And then we have the third side as BC here, and this BC is equal to PQ. BC is equal to PQ and they both are equal to 7.1 centimeters. So now these are the three corresponding sides which are equal. So it means we can say that by SSS these two triangles are congruent. Now how to write congruency relation? See here, AB is equal to PR. If AB is equal to PR, it means vertex opposite to AB, that will be C. C corresponds to vertex opposite to PR and that will be Q here. So vertex C corresponds to vertex Q and AC is equal to QR. What is the vertex opposite to AC? It is B. So this B will be the vertex that corresponds to vertex opposite to QR, because AC is equal to QR. Now QR is here and vertex opposite to it is P. So B is corresponding to P, and now we are left with A here, and one of the vertex is left from triangle PQR and that is R. So A corresponds to R. So it means now in the symbolic form congruence relation can be written as triangle ABC is congruent to, here A is corresponding to R, so it will be triangle R. B corresponds to P, so it will be P here, and then C corresponds to Q, so it is triangle RPQ. So the final congruence relation is triangle ABC is congruent to triangle RPQ. We have to be very careful while writing this relation, because this order of relation or this order of vertices shows corresponding parts of congruent triangles. Here this relation itself shows that angle A is equal to angle R and angle B is equal to angle P and angle C is equal to angle Q. Similarly for sides also we can write corresponding sides from this relation itself, as we have seen this in earlier questions also. So this order of vertices is really very important. We can't write it in any order. In this figure AD is equal to CD and AB is equal to CB. This side AB is equal to CB. We have to tell the three pairs of equal parts of triangle ABC and triangle CBD. And then we have to tell, is triangle ABD is congruent to triangle CBD. We have to tell why it is congruent, or if not, we have to tell why they are not congruent. And then the third question is, does BD bisects angle ABC? And then we have to give reasons for this. So let's start with the first one. We have to give three pairs of equal parts in triangle ABD and CBD. Now see here in triangle ABD, we can write in triangle ABD and triangle CBD. It is given that AD is equal to CD. So we can write it here. AD is equal to CD. This is given in the question. And then one more thing is given, AB is equal to CB. Now we can write that here, AB is equal to CB. This is also given in the question. Now do we have anything else which is common to both the triangles? Yes, there is one side BD. The side BD is common to both the triangles. So we can write BD is equal to DB, or we can say BD is equal to BD, common to both the triangles. So these are the three pairs of equal parts in triangle ABD and triangle CBD. Now the second question is about congruency of these two triangles. Now we have seen that three sides of one triangle are equal to the corresponding three sides of the second triangle. So it means we can say by SSS. By SSS criteria, these two triangles are congruent. So we can write by SSS, triangle ABD is congruent to triangle CBD. And now we have to tell, does BD bisects angle ABC? Here is angle ABC, this complete angle is angle ABC. We have to tell whether BD is bisecting this angle or not. That is angle ABD equal to angle CBD? Yes, they are equal. As we can say, these are the corresponding angles of congruent triangles. So in the third one, we can say angle ABD is equal to angle CBD. And for the reason we have to write CPCT. It is corresponding parts of congruent triangles. And we know corresponding parts of congruent triangles are equal. So therefore angle ABD is equal to angle CBD. And now this implies BD bisects angle ABC. So therefore answer to this question will be yes. Answer for the third question is yes. So this is how we can use SSS criteria to show whether two triangles are congruent or not.